in this particular, context, which I believe that while we may have an internal contest, okay, we are competing as NPP against the NDC. Okay, there's a lot of influence. We're talking about the popularity outside. Most of the noise that is outside is from the opposition. The ruling government actually that is fueling. Okay, so that one particular candidate can be popular vis-a-vis what you have right now as an outside popularity. Okay.
So you feel that it is the opposition that is pushing that particular candidate?
You repeat that again.
You feel it's the opposition that's pushing a particular candidate to make him popular outside?
Maureen, I'm just telling you, these are facts. Okay, I've been on various platforms. I've been on various there've been various opinion polls that have been conducted, and when you look at these opinion polls, you get to understand the respondents are mostly from the NDC. And these are the facts.
So the NDC prefer one particular
Of course.
Of
course. No names, mentioned.
No, after now we can actually mention names too. What you're saying is that the NDC prefers Kennedy Japan.
Well, that's what you said that, George.
Could it also be a reverse psychology the NDC is playing? Have you thought about that?
I think, George, you can answer.
No,
you made the point.
Could it also be? Could it be?
Well, I don't want to disagree entirely.
Okay.
I don't want to disagree entirely because at the end of the day, and not to digress, here, but if we just said here a moment ago about the prophecy thing and how the prediction can either trigger this or to a particular direction, and these are all part of the game. The mind game, and everything you can think of that can enable a certain or push a certain, agenda. In this case, I would say the reverse, could be true. But, earlier, Doreen, you had, asked the question prior to us, going on commercial, break regarding what the expectation is at this, point. Yes, results, are currently being declared. We still, have a lot to, really count on. I am hopeful. Leading up to this particular, process, here, Ghanaians, and for that matter, NPP had a certain expectation. Our delegates had a certain, expectation. And that is, they want accountability. They want transparency, to lead this, process. And up until this, moment, from all indications, what we have heard, there has been at least some level, significant, amount of, transparency in this, entire, process. Therefore, we can talk about accountability, being a hallmark, here. I would expect that when the result finally is declared, our supporters, seeming, supporters, must certainly, jubilate, but we must be of modest, understanding that we need all of us to be able to at least propagate, the agenda. Dr. Bonfeld mentioned, earlier about the flag and the flag bearer. We have, the flag bearer, or we'll have the flag bearer declared, soon here. But how we can be able to hoist that, flag so that we can get to the destination, which is the ultimate goal of all of us, as a party, is what is, important, and that is what must really triumph. So definitely, I expect and hopefully this will happen, that losers, definitely, will concede when this is all said and done, and that results will be respected, okay? And I also, anticipate that when it's all said and done, that or those results that will be announced, there must be, honestly, a true acceptance without any form of, allegation that is going to fuel, and create more division and all of that. We need a united front as a party. And as we're moving forward, that is what we should all, be looking up to. And again, various, sites, whereas, George may have his candidate, I have my preferred candidate and all of that. When we finally, make that choice, we will need all of us, here. And I think we're going to play a very significant, role in all of this. what we say and what we may seem to incite, others will definitely, either come back to bite us or it will promote, the overall, agenda here. So I hope, and I'm truly, believing that the NPP today will win, and we're looking forward, to 2028.
Thank you so much, Doc. George.
Yes.
So at this point, you want to make a point?
There are two judges
Definitely.
here.
So there are two judges. So let me give Judge the final word. So give us your final word. So
I think it's normal. The disagreements and the antagonisms and co. It's normal characterization of primaries. And I've never, to be honest with you, been worried about those things. I agree. The researchers like Dr. Bonfair and co. would have said some have gone too far and damaged some processes. It's true, but I have thought that once there's vacancy and we need to occupy, people will be aggressive. Some will be foul. Some will go, in a way that is, look, in fact, to be honest with you, some look at me and say, why are you supporting this candidate? I said, that's my choice. You get it? And it doesn't make me less of an MPP.
Absolutely.
You get it? And people accept it, to be honest with you. And some, as Ima said, the way some of us conduct ourselves in the process too is very important, okay? And having said the antagonism and co, after that, whoever wins today, I'm still very optimistic that my candidate is going to carry the day. Whoever wins
You're
today...
not being cautious anymore.
Whatever it is, you get it. At the end of us, we must rally all the candidates for the optics. For the optics. You know why I'm saying that? So we can get rid of apathy. Okay? Because, look, George, what you said about some being popular in and out and cold, that thing is a reality. Okay? At least, even if it's perceptive, you get it. It is something that has been going on, and he has his narration of it, and he's giving it that sustained narration. Some of us also believe. In fact, when I was, the last election, 2023, I was supporting DMB. And people will see me, hey, Mufa, but I say, no, we are bringing DMB. You get it? But when results came and the apathy level, it gave me a rethink. Okay? So I felt, no. Is it that we didn't listen to the people? Whatever it is, today, whoever wins, the pictures, the optics must show that he's making efforts to bring everybody on board. And those of us who openly supported different candidates must be seen to be given narrations that show that we've all rallied behind the ultimate winner of the elections today. That's very important for the MPP. You get it? So that my excitement today has been the excitement of the party during the voting. You know, after that humiliating defeat, people thought, some said, oh, the Osono is dead. You get it? But when I saw people at the airport, the diasporans coming back, and then those here at the base, the excitement, I felt, oh, okay, we are still strong. And last time when we went for our Congress at University of Ghana Stadium, I said, wow, the elephant is still on his feet. So let's see. It's early days yet. I believe by the time
it's still early days.
Everything, yes.
No, I'm sure by now you know.
What I'm seeing, some of the things I'm seeing that is giving me some cause for worry. It's a place we perceive as our stronghold. And Brian is beating us to some of the fears. You get it? Voter region. You get it? And so it's giving me some butterflies.
That's what is making you cautious.
Cautious. No more cautious.
George. Yes.
I say always that the best opinion poll is the vote count after the
And I believe in scientific elections.
Yeah.
And you must take the polls or whatever you are told by delegates as only helping you to measure how to conduct yourself. You know, I want to offer this, and this is also to our country as a whole. You know, the best sprint runner with a record, 100 meters, Usain Bolt.
Yes.
His best run was of 100 meters, was not when he ran alone. The record has it that in 2009 he ran 9.58. That is still the world record.
Yes.
That was in Berlin. Yes, during the what do you call it? Olympics. The best run you would record was in 2012 at the World Athletics Championship in London. When together with his 3 other colleagues, they did the 4x100 in 36.84.
Yeah.
If you divide the 36.84 by the 4 of them, each of them will get a record of 9.21 seconds. So alone, Helen Keller says we can do so little.
Yeah.
But together we can do so much. The point is that whoever emerges as the winner for total reconciliation, 2 attributes, I've mentioned them before, magnanimity and humility.
Okay.
That is what can forge them together to make a stronger fight.
Acceptance.
And acceptance. You know, it's
Especially
But again, not saying that whoever is going to win should be measured and jubilated.
exactly.
No,
you should.
George,
I think
magnanimity means that in jubilating, you can only jubilate with your colleagues.
Okay.
And that means don't say things that will let anybody feel.
And that is where the modesty comes in.
Okay.
Okay, George, at this point.
assuming they are leading now, and he's
Who is leading?
assuming.
But who has mentioned who he voted for?
You decided
to
to
mention
tell everybody that
I'm not
you are
mentioning
supporting
You
the candidate.
mentioned who your candidate is.
He is an independent person.
Nobody has
He
mentioned
declined.
his candidate.
He
So,
declined. And unfortunately, you know, he has a vote. You don't have a vote.
I like that, dog. Thank you so much. In fact,
You were quick to tell who you vote, you prefer. He cast a
why you
vote.
cast a
He
vote?
decided not to declare who he was supporting, even though he had one in his hand.
Yes.
And privately, he has told us, you, without a vote, decided to let the whole
You
world
don't have
know.
a vote. You don't have a vote. But you don't have a vote. You don't have a vote.
I like that.
Judge, at this point, I'll hand over to you.
We're going to go for a quick break. I'm sure you're going to stay with us. When we return, we'll be talking more and get to know who is leading and who is going to lead at the end of the day. Is it going to be the businessman, another businessman, or would it be an economist? Will it be an educationist or an engineer? That's going to be very interesting. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Dr. Brian Achampon. Dr. Brian Achampon's key campaign message is focused on unity, discipline, and grassroots empowerment. He's looking at rebuilding the new patriotic party from the ground up, prioritizing job creation, infrastructure development, and youth engagement. Some of his core promises include unity, resolving conflict within the party and fostering inclusiveness, discipline, strengthening internal structures and enforcing accountability, grassroots empowerment, supporting local communities and prioritizing their needs, job creation, leveraging private sector experience to drive employment opportunities, infrastructure development, improving roads, healthcare, and education nationwide. Brian Achampon's campaign is intended to reconnect party with its grassroots who feel disconnected after 2024 election defeat.
Dr. Yao Osei Duchum's key campaign message revolves around education-driven governance, party renewal, and a bold war against poverty. He is focusing on education, that is, improving quality, promoting STEAM, and making university education more accessible. On poverty alleviation, is looking at implementing policies to lift families out of poverty. Party unity, rebuilding and strengthening the NPP for electoral success. Leadership, offering a clean, respectful campaign with a focus on transformative action. He is also pledged to introduce free university education, starting with public universities and prioritizing STEAM programs.
Kwabena Ejepon. Kwabena Ejepon's key campaign message is centered on renewing the New Patriotic Party and restoring Ghana's development path. His New Dawn agenda focuses on 6 core pillars: land reforms, youth empowerment, and modernized agriculture, streamlining land title registration, promoting youth involvement in governance, and supporting climate-smart farming. Urban regeneration and environmental protection, implementing proper spatial planning, improving rural amenities, and protecting the environment. Fiscal discipline and value for money, prioritizing project completion, reducing waste, and institutionalizing maintenance audits. Restoring meritocracy in public service, ensuring competence-based appointments and capping government positions. National trade license regime, formalizing the informal sector through incentives rather than punitive measures. Empowering creative arts and rejuvenating sports, protecting copyrights and investing in sports to restore national pride. Kwabena Ejepon's campaign theme, Going Back to Our Roots, emphasizes service, sacrifice, and selflessness, urging party members to choose values over vanity and principles over patronage. Around unity, continuity, and innovation. He is focused on unity, mending rifts within the party and fostering inclusiveness, jobs and livelihoods, create employment, support entrepreneurs, and ensure fair wages, food and agriculture, modernize farming, empower farmers, and ensure fair food prices for both farmers and consumers, reliable energy, increase solar power generation, reduce outages and lower costs, transport and clean energy, modernize transport, bring in electric vehicles and cheaper fares, private sector growth, cut waste, empower businesses and create jobs, fair taxes, simple predictable tax system, business recovery, tax amnesty to help businesses recover and grow, access to credit, national credit scoring system for easier access to funds. These promises reflect the needs of everyday Ghanaians, prioritizing jobs, fairness, and stability. He's also emphasizing his track record of integrity, competence, and compassion, and urging delegates to focus on issue-based campaigns rather than personal attacks.
All right, welcome back. This is our coverage of the NPP presidential primary. Started this morning at 7, and as we speak, everything has come to an end. And then counting is ongoing across all voting centers. Over 200,000 delegates have cast their ballots. We have 211,849 delegates have done so this morning and then into the afternoon. Everything ended at 2, and some voting centers have already counted the ballots. I'm sure you are aware of that. We'll let you into some of these numbers too. Others are also counting. So we hope that by the end of the day and then by close of day, we'll know exactly who is leading the NPP into the 2028 general election. Now, but if you look at the NPP's history when it comes to primaries like this, from somewhere 1992, Edu Boyin went against Dr. Janit Salvi, and then Edu Boyin won with 56.60%. In 1996, former President John Ejikun Kufuor competed together with Edu Boyin, and then former President John Ejikun Kufuor won with 51.99%. And then in 1998, the former President John Ejikun Kufuor competed together with Akufo-Addo. And at the end of the day, the former President John Ejikun Kufuor won. That was in 1998. So former President Kufuor did his 2 terms, and then subsequently in 2007, it wasn't going to be passed though. So it was between Akufo-Addo and then Alan Kyerematen. Now, at the end of the day, this was a very fiercely contested one at Legon. At the end of the day, Akufo-Addo had 47.97%, and then Alan Kyerematen had 32.30%. Now, at this particular exercise, none of them had a 50+1. So they were supposed to go for a second run. But Alan Kyerematen voluntarily withdrew from this particular exercise and said that he would allow Akufo-Addo to go. In 2010, Akufo-Addo went against Alan Kyerematen, and then former President Nana Akufo-Addo won with 78.89%. And then in 2014, again, Akufo-Addo with Alan Kyerematen, Akufo-Addo picking 94.35%. So he did his 2 terms there. That means that the next one is not going to be part of the primaries. That was in 2023, where Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, together with Kennedy Agyapong. Then in 2023, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was the vice president, and he was also the presidential candidate for the NPP that was in power then. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia won that particular exercise with 61.4%. Today is another one that is going to lead them into the 2028. Again, between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and then Kennedy Agyapong. Now, if you had followed the history in there, you get to know the trend. And if the trend should continue, it might give you an idea of who might win. Because if you really know about the NPP and how they do their exercises, very hard, very conservative in how they do things too. So if you look at the trend from Edu Boyin to former President Kufuor to former President Akufo-Addo and then to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you have an idea of what might happen at the end of the day. But surprises might also come up, so we wait to see exactly what will be happening latest by 6 this evening. Our guests are still here with us. Next to me is Dr. James Kobna-Bomfeh. He's a lecturer at the University of Professional Studies. Next to him is Emmanuel Mensah. Emmanuel is the Deputy General Secretary, NPP, in the United States of America. That's Big Trump's country. And then next to Emma is George AC. George AC is a member of the NPP communication team. Gentlemen, once again, thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for your patience too. I'm glad that you've stayed with us throughout the entire process. Dr. Bomfeh, let me start with you. I gave that history in there. If you go through it, it gives a particular trend. Does it look like this trend might happen? from Dubuahin in 1992, and then you come to 1996 between Kufuor and Dubuahin, then Kufuor won. Then in 1998 between Kufuor and Dubuahin, Kufuor won again. Now in 2007 between Akufo-Addo and Alan Kyerematen, Akufo-Addo won. In 2010 between Akufo-Addo and Alan Kyerematen, Akufo-Addo won. In 2014 between Akufo-Addo and Alan Kyerematen, Akufo-Addo also won in there. And then in 2023 between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Ken, Dr. Bawumia won. Now, looking at the trend, does it look like something of the sort might repeat itself? Analyzing this trend.
From the results coming so far, and then the polls as well as what we had followed on the ground, it was indicative that the bigger sway of the party tilted towards Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think that so far from the results coming, they would depart from it. What so far I'm seeing is that it is possible that the neck and neck situation will be between Kennedy Agyapong and Brian Acheampong.
Oh.
A lot of people were mistaking that it was just between Ken and Brian and Bawumia. I had always known that Brian was also on the ground. And so far, the results we are getting from some of the places that Kennedy Agyapong claimed were his safe areas, Brian is winning, particularly in the Volta region, and Greater Accra, a few places that have come. So let's see what the overall picture would be. I think they have 33 constituencies. If you add the headquarters, there are, polling centers. There's one constituency. So they have 33 centers, voting centers, 333 or 334. If they all come together, I'm sure by 6 o'clock, 7, we should be somewhere to understand who might have taken.
Okay, before I come to other guests, what we have so far at the MPP headquarters, Kennedy Agyapong, 160, Dr. Brian Acheampong 3, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 308, Dr. Yaw Adutwum 2, and then Kobna Agyapong 7. And then Asin Central, Kennedy Agyapong, that's his constituency, 495, Dr. Brian Acheampong 4, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 28. I'm sure it's not surprising there. Dr. Yaw Adutwum 1, Kobna Agyapong also 1. Adansi Asokwa, Kennedy Agyapong 114, Dr. Brian Acheampong 70, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 306, Dr. Yaw Adutwum 2, and then Kobna Agyapong 2. Yagaba Kubori, Kennedy Agyapong had, they all went for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia with 379 in there. You also have Efidiasi Asokori, Kennedy Agyapong 26, Dr. Brian Acheampong 114, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 456, Dr. Yaw Adutwum 2, Kobna Agyapong 0. Second D, Kennedy Agyapong had 81, Dr. Brian Acheampong 39, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 392, Dr. Yaw Adutwum 0, Kobna Agyapong also 0. And then Okre, Kennedy Agyapong 164, Dr. Brian Acheampong 169, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 162, and then Dr. Yaw Adutwum 2, Kobna Agyapong 0. Yeah, neck to neck. Bole Bamboy, Kennedy Agyapong 142, Dr. Brian Acheampong 71, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 375, and then Dr. Yaw Adutwum 8, Kobna Agyapong 4. Whole Central, Kennedy Agyapong 142, Dr. Brian Acheampong 233. This is what Dr. Bonfet talked about. And then Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 227. So even Brian Acheampong beat Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in Whole Central.
Don't underestimate him.
Dr. Yaw Adutwum 8, Kennedy Agyapong had, interestingly, 0. Achim Swedru, Kennedy Agyapong, Whole Central. Kobna Agyapong. It was Kobna Agyapong 0, not Kennedy. Kobna Agyapong. Achim Swedru, Kennedy Agyapong 45, Dr. Brian Acheampong 66, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 177, Dr. Yaw Adutwum had 2, Kobne Japan 0. Particularly, Kennedy Japan 125, Dr. Brian Echampong 60, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 366, Dr. Yaedichum 3, Kobne Japan 2. And then I'll finally touch on Nkoko, Kobne Japan 120, Kennedy Japan actually 129, Dr. Brian Echampong 312, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 368, Dr. Yaedichum had 3, and then Kobne Japan had 0. Ima, the earlier question I posed to Dr. Bonfe concerning the trend that we've had so far from 92, 96, 98, 2007, 2010, 2012, and 2023. Does it look like this trend might repeat itself?
It does look like it, and I was listening, quite carefully, with the analysis, there. And George, one thing I noticed is you look at the head-to-head, where Akufo-Addo certainly went twice and came out, as victor, and eventually became, the president. Same thing, happened, when Kufuor, twice came out and then became, the president.
Exactly.
We're looking, a third time here, which is a chime, for me. Twice, it appears from what we have seen so far that Bawumia is, cruising.
Kufuor went twice.
Yes.
And then became president on the third.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm looking at even the head-to-head between
Kufuor
the
became
candidates.
President on the... No, he went twice, actually.
Yes.
On the second.
On the second, yes.
Please, the Kufuor record. In 1992, Kufuor contested.
1992?
Yes.
He did?
Yes.
Okay.
But he didn't.
He wasn't the top runner.
He wasn't the top runner.
Yes,
Okay.
but he wasn't
With the Dubois hand.
But it was a
and-
Dubois in that
yes. Yes. So, to the analysis, and the point I'm making, here is, yes, the trend seems to be, really aligning. And I am certainly, of the opinion, here, literally witnessing, the results that we have seen so far is certainly projecting, to that, point that as well as, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, does in this particular, internal election or contest, I am definitely, George, I'm very energized. Let me put it this way, and I cannot hide my excitement, here. Earlier off camera, we were just, talking about, the trend and how things, seems to be going and all of that. But I'm more excited just, for the fact that, yes, each, time that this contest, has, happened, we've seen, quite clearly in the past where the margin, of victory has been there, but not quite, there. I don't want to be a false, prophet, here, but from the look of things, I am hopeful that this time, around, the margin is going to be much bigger, compared to the, the most recent, which was the 2023, one.
So you're expecting more than 61%.
Definitely.
Okay.
Because again, I don't want to be
with the margin actually matter.
Oh yeah, it does. It does matter. It says, it sends, it sends a clear, signal that we are certainly, working. Okay? We're preparing ourselves, and we're ensuring that, again, trying to unite, the base, here, which is of significant importance to our victory in 2028. This is just, how you can whip up, the enthusiasm of, the base. And that should be able to help drive a certain, narrative that, yes, we're looking towards, cohesion here, and this is the cohesion that, we're anticipating. So, George, again, I can't hide my excitement, but I've said it before, time and time again, that this is going to be a victory for the NPP, regardless. And George and I, have said this many times. It behooves on us on how we can be able to really bring all, parties, together to literally propagate, one agenda, which is how do we carry, the mantle from this point, forward after, the declaration, which is what is going to matter, for all of us. So I leave that, to the gods, to decide. But I would say that we are certainly, at a position that we must do exceedingly.
There's an addition here, the gods.
Yes.
All right. So now data, prophecy, and now the gods.
Yes.
Now, JC,
Yes.
I mean, the trends we talked about so far.
Yeah. I don't want to do trend analysis, but if we were to be doing trend analysis, it doesn't portray a good picture with what we are seeing so far. Yeah. You get it? What we are seeing so far means the high possibility of DMB emerging victorious.
Exactly.
If it follows, that's what I'm saying. If it's going to follow the trend, it's not good for us.
For your camp.
No, for the MPP, for the party. You know why? So let's do the trend analysis. Okay. Professor Dubois went once and wasn't brought back. President Kufuor came on the second score. He was elected. Yes. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo came on the third score. Yes. He was elected. Yes. Trend analysis doesn't look good for us. I pray it doesn't go down. I hope, Doctor, you are getting what I'm driving at.
The MPP is very conservative.
Yes,
So,
yes,
I mean,
yes. No, but yes. No, from the voters,
It's an important point he's making,
Yeah.
but the context is very important. The context in the sense that in that trend analysis, this is the first time you have had a vice president become your candidate and being repeated. Okay, it changes the dynamics a bit in terms of the context, which is very
so
important.
the initial this thing we're doing trend.
Okay.
You do trend. That was my worry. But having said that, and with what Doctor has brought in, that will give us some respite. You get it, to be able to go.
And then that additional context is that it is going to be in a race where the incumbent president may not, or like will not be in
a candidate. Yes. That those ones are there. So with what we are seeing, so far, I'm still cautiously optimistic, though. If ultimately, I know my brother is energized and excited, but if ultimately it comes out conclusively that the way it's going is going to be the way it's going to be established, that X is going to be the leader of the party, then what we need to do, I have said earlier that I've never been worried about those noise and disagreement, swords and co, because I know we are party people. The party will ship everybody to order. You get it? After the primaries. Alan Martin said something. He says, after competition, there's cooperation. Okay? Even though he decided to leave our fold. He made that statement has always been with me. You get it? But unfortunately, he couldn't keep to that statement and he decided to walk away. And so, after competition, we need to cooperate for the sake of the MPP, the bigger interest of the MPP. You get it? People's individual ambitions, people's whatever, must give way for the collective party objective. And that is what I will be harping on and trumpeting going forward. But we are not done yet. But to be honest, if we see what is coming up, I agree with Imam when he said, when they said the results, the margins are very important. Because when you go into a contest, I remember Nana Addo had, I think, is it 95 point something. And President Mahama had gotten, is it President Mahama? Yes, 98% endorsement. Yes, you get it. And before that, too, there was is it Mills?
So this was ahead of 2016.
Yes.
So in 2014, Akufo-Addo had 94.35.
Yes. So our opponents felt, no, he didn't get the absolute, you get those things. So the margin is important. And then they will look at the nature of the contest. This was a very heated contest, you get. So if the winner makes anything in the 60s, I think it's good. It will send a good signal, and then it will send the signal that it is an absolute victory.
Okay.
And all of us must rally behind who the majority of the delegates have decided to be the leader of the party going into 2028.
All right.
That's very important. All of us as a people, we don't need to be, fighting ourselves or overly disheartened with this. Yes, we are human beings. We'll be disappointed and that our candidates haven't gotten what we anticipated or expected. That's why Dr. Kwabena said at the beginning, we should have the worst, and then when the best comes, it's good for us, so that I can keep your heart in stable condition. You get it? But whatever it is MPP that is going to be victorious at the end of today. We know maximum by 5 o'clock we should know the final outcome. And what I have been in contest, I have lost and then gone back to do my work as a communicator for the party. And people have felt, you get it? Yeah. But it's the love of the party, it's the party first. That should be our preoccupation and our thinking. You get it? I pray my candidate wins, okay? But whatever it is, we know that we all come together to rally behind whoever is victorious. Right. And that's the optics must be sent out. And as my co-panelist said, the magnanimity should be there. The acceptance of defeat should also be there. You get it? You went in, you did your best, but the delegates say, this is the person we want. Accept it without any pay. You get it? It's not going to be easy because monies were pumped,
lots of money,
the energy in. But the decision has been made. Once the decision is made, let's come together in cooperative mood and support whoever the delegates have chosen, and then go out there to market the person. And last one, George. And within the party itself, we shouldn't now begin to say, oh, you were here, you were not, you get it. That will
that's expected.
Yeah, it's not from the initial thing. People can laugh. You get it. For instance, if I meet Jennifer Quinn and she laughs at me, I will understand her. You get it. But because we are brother and sister, it's like a sister. You get it. She will laugh at me a little. But going beyond to the extreme, for me to pick a stone and try to throw it, we don't want to get to that point because, as he said, we need to come together. Okay, from here, you don't know, it's the MPP that is the bigger one. As Doctor said, the flag, you are the flag bearer. You're going to bear a flag. How are you going to bear that flag that will rally everybody behind the flag? So we go into victory in 2028. It's a good thing that the process was fine, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I have not had any cause to doubt that something untoward happened. But if it did, I don't think it can overshadow the good that we are seeing so far.
All right, let's take you over to the office of Kennedy Japan here in Shiashi in Accra, where Alan Tego is standing by. Alan, good afternoon to you, and then over to you.
Hi, good afternoon, George. Thank you very much for coming to us. As you rightly mentioned, we have come to the party office of candidate Kennedy Ohene Japan, and upon entrance, you are welcome with a huge life-size banner on the wall of the house. But then when you enter, you can immediately see that indeed this is a certain engine hub where some thinking activity has taken place. But immediately that feeling leaves you because all who are close puts up a face to tell you that we are either in a certain disbelief or a certain shock of a kind, if you like. And indeed, the whole place is quiet. We have not actually seen the Honorable Kennedy Ohinia Japan himself, but obviously we have seen aides and people who are slightly close to him. And just when I came on air, I was speaking to someone off camera, and he was saying in the Tree dialect, "Ye chakwain tintin abidru ha na nia ekwe to wait." Having traveled such a long way to this place, it's unbelievable how things are turning out. And as I speak to you, George, results are still trickling in, results are still coming in. And so one will say it is not over yet, but it doesn't look like, even if we should halt counting for a certain candidate, a significant turnaround may be the case. Indeed, it is absolutely really very quiet here. People who are in here are all somehow quiet, not necessarily speaking to the media, not necessarily interested in saying anything. All they tell you is be patient. We're still waiting some more results. We're still waiting some more people to come in. I will try to go and see if I can speak to someone and find out what so far his impression is, whether or not the way things are turning out gives them any hope, if there's anything. If there's anything at all, if there's any hope of any change, if ever. Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. My name is Darrell Tego from the GBC. Could you please tell me your name?
My name is Dr. Michael Newman Godfrey from Seattle, Washington, USA.
You're here to support Honorable Japan.
Yes, I came purposely to support Dr. Honorable Ken. You know, I've been here for the past 2 weeks, been here every day supporting Ken.
You've been here 2 weeks. Gauging the mood from when you arrived and what currently is unfolding, how does that make you feel?
A bit surprised, but I am still, standing. I am for Ken forever. I've heard some of the numbers; they are not too impressive. But again, election is it's a long process. A process has been initiated. We are just going to make sure that it runs its course until every constituency is reported, until every vote is counted. We are still in the process, and we believe that what God has said is going to happen. So I'm still connected.
Sure. We're still having some numbers come through. It appears they're not really going your way, but you sound hopeful. Where's that hope from?
I am hopeful. I am really hopeful, even though the numbers are not great. That's what I said. It's a process. For example, the winner has to have what, 50 plus 1? Yeah. Now, I'm looking at the other candidates, Brian, for example. If I look at Brian's numbers combined with Ken's numbers, are the combination going to be able to pull Baumia below 50? That's another thing we got to investigate. So that gives me something to hold on to.
Your constitution will not necessarily allow for a certain rerun. Either way, there'll have to be a winner. And so if he wins with less than 50%, but imagine that means he's ahead of your candidate, will you consider that as a win?
Right now, we had about 300 constituencies, right? And so I am still holding on to the fact that we haven't, not all the 300 constituencies have come in yet. So until every vote is counted, we're just going to wait.
One constituency that surprised me greatly happened to be the constituency for the Honorable Stephen Amwa, aka Seka Eshaya. So, were you surprised when you heard DMB won in Shaya? So,
I was really surprised. But then again, it's elections. It can go either way. I'm sure Honorable Seka did the best he could. But at the end of the day, the delegates will talk, and this is what they're saying. And so we're still going to hold on to every vote is counted. Yeah, I was deeply surprised, but then I haven't given up. We are still in contention.
will it surprise you then if DMB goes on to win Ashanti region?
Surprise? Obviously, I want my candidate to win. So to say surprise, anything can happen in elections. But I still want Ken to win, and obviously, I am forever connected.
You know what? Let's leave it here, Doctor. We're so grateful you're speaking to us, and obviously, I wish you all the best. Regardless of what the numbers are saying now, I want to find a certain space within your optimism to say, well, yeah, I associate with that. So, all the best. Thank you very much. And so, George, this is someone who's traveled all the way from the United States to come and support the Honorable Kenneth Japon. And his words really, he has been pleasantly surprised by the turn of events. And so we're still receiving numbers come through. It doesn't really, as I said earlier, look like it's going to change anything. But elections are elections. Anything at all can happen in elections, and so we're still within the compound of the Honorable Kenneth Japon's party office, and we're with him. We're waiting to see him. We're waiting to see him emerge and speak to the media, and hopefully we expect that he would step out in high spirits, George.
All right, Alan, welcome back. That's Alan Tigo there at the office of Kennedy Ejapong in Shiashi. Well, I'm sure that it gives you an idea of what's really happening there, and it also tells you which or how the result is actually favoring who. But just to quickly have your attention, the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who will be launching the Upper West Regional Share Lands of Hope project in WA. So what's going to happen is that we're going to pick that feed of the president on GTV, and then we'll continue with our discussion here on GBC News. So we'll continue our discussion here on GBC News, and then when the president's feed is ready from WA, which is going to be the launch of the Upper West Region Sharelands of Hope project, that live program will be on GTV. So in case you're watching us on GTV and would like to continue watching us here, when the feed gets done on GTV, you can just switch to GBC News and get us here too.
George, His Excellency the President has not been fair to us.
Why?
To the MPP.
Why?
Oh,
but he's engaging his national
yeah, he's trying to take the shine out of that.
I agree. So are you suggesting that when President Akufo-Addo did something on the day NDC was holding their national congress, it was to take the shine out of? I mean, the president's office calendar does not run with that of the MPP. Party. We can have all. You see, for me.
So the good thing about GBC is that we are giving you boosts. Yeah, you're giving you boosts to this and this. So that's why.
But this is the nation's,
which is even consistent, with the decision of the Supreme Court in MPP versus
GBC. Yes.
Was it 94 and 96?
96. Yes. 96. Then it was Kusibuchi who was the finance minister. Right. I think it was Akufo-Addo who represented the NPP. Yeah. In courts on that particular case.
That matter was led by J.
The lawyer.
No.
The lawyer. Okay.
No, it was the party.
It was a party MPP. Yes.
At the time, Alajete was the party.
Yes. So it was. I think for our viewers, it was a budget reading that Kwesi Buchi read, and then the NPP also wanted to have their take to read the true state of the nation in terms of the budget too, and they came to GBC.
Minority
and they came to GBC. Unfortunately, that wasn't allowed, and the case was sent to court. And the Supreme Court said that GBC has the right, the only right, to give everybody equal coverage and equal access of the operations that we do. And it's only GBC that can do that. There's no other media house that can do that. So we are forced to do some of this. That is why you have to pay your TV license.
State media.
That is why you have to pay your TV license to support some of the activities that we do, because it's a lot. Imagine we are having a live program this way. We're also going to be in WA for the live program of the president. Our correspondents are across the entire country, logistics too. So you can imagine the amount of money we're just spending today. In the whole millions of Ghana cedis we're just going to spend it
for your resource person.
So George, let me, yeah.
Anyway, so let's just continue here. Yes, I wanted to say something.
So I just want to say, to share this, with our viewers.
Yes.
So of the 277 constituencies, including the headquarters, 197 so far has been reported.
Okay.
Which,
so where is this coming from?
So this is, from my source.
Your source?
Yes.
How reliable is this source? How reliable is your source?
DMB camp.
How reliable is your source?
It's not a DMB camp.
That's fair enough, but how reliable is your source?
Okay. Can I withhold that just for a moment?
Okay.
Okay. So,
I'm not telling you, tell me who the source is. I just want to know how reliable that source is.
It's a reliable source.
Very reliable.
Very reliable
you
source.
stick your neck out for that source.
Yes.
Okay. You take responsibility for whatever that happens. Okay. Good.
So 100 out of 277, 197 has been reported.
Yes.
Which represents 71.12%. Out of those numbers, the DMB camp has 67,399, which representing 57.19%. The Kents camp is 26,059, representing 22.11%. Okay, and the current or outstanding ballots or votes we're looking to come is 72,444, which represent 33%. So far, a report of 71% out of the total votes has been counted.
Okay, that's interesting. We're waiting to see, and that's his source.
But your source should do well, because if you say 71% and his outstanding is 33, you are in excess of 100%.
I was talking about the overall.
The overall.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Overall.
George.
71 counted so far, outstanding 33% is 104.
So it's 104.
Per candidate. Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. George,
Candidates.
Let's talk about these two candidates that no one is talking about. Kwabena Agyapong and then Dr. Yaya Odichum. Are you surprised about your turnout?
Not exactly. Dr. Yaya Odichum, people are positioning him to be the running mate of the winner.
Oh, really?
Likely, yes, I've seen that people push. In fact, the last time, he was in contention.
Yes.
The last time he was in contention, people thought his demeanor, the way he carries himself, his knowledge level and others, his cuts to be the running mate to then DMB. But unfortunately, DMB had other thoughts, and he settled on Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh.
I thought that trend will continue.
Well, we don't know yet. It looks like it, but we don't know, because I know people who are objecting to that. I know people who feel, who feel we shouldn't go that way. But it's not that, it's up to DMB and the party leadership to decide whether they will keep the ticket. And loyalty in politics is very important.
Yes.
And the way Nanado was loyal, or is it DMB loyal to Nanado's ticket? I believe DMB, if he wins, it's likely the odds for Napo being rejected is lower. It's likely to maintain, but some people feel that ticket shouldn't go again for obvious reasons, okay, which I'm not going to be disclosing. So those two people, as for Kwabena Japan, look, he is one of the finest politicians I've known in the MPP. I've loved him so much. But when the 2015 happened, correct me if I'm wrong, when the 2015 happened, I said, no, it's going to dent his future.
In terms of the suspension or the sack from the party.
Suspension and sack, whatever it is. But he conducted himself very well, to be honest with you. I was one of those, though he was a friend, I was one of those who felt that his act and conduct was targeted at bringing Nana Addo down there. You get it? And I was vehement on that. Okay, so but when the way he conducted himself, I said, look, maybe he's carried himself very well. And so when the president brought him back to the limelight, you know, some of us were excited. But look, if you want to be president, like it or not, Dr. has talked about it. I don't know if we've talked about it on the platform. You must be resourceful.
Yes.
You can't take that away.
Yes.
And you can't say you are going for this kind of election.
You are being very polite. If you want to be president, you must have money. You must actually have money.
Well, Doctor said that. I didn't want.
You must have money.
No, you see, George, it is one thing having money and another thing being resourceful.
Yes. Yes.
You don't, and if you understand politics so well, you don't necessarily need to have the money in your pocket, but you should be in the position to be able to.
I put a call to Emmanuel.
You understand?
He can mobilize.
It's a good thing if you have money. The danger in that thing, and why I say this is that people often mistake success in business. To mean automatically you will be successful in politics.
No.
There are two. One deals with animate commodities. That is politics. Whilst business deals with inanimate commodities. The rules may be generally the same, but in terms of the specifics, you need to be careful.
Emotions and psychology.
Thank you.
Yeah, so he should be, you know, and he's the type that appeals to a lot of the party people. So I don't know why. I'm not saying that, but I think those TNT things going around, okay, in some places I heard he gave some small TNT, but, and two, I don't think he was able to travel across all the 276 constituencies. You get it? That doesn't send a signal to the people that you are serious to win the day. You get it? Dr. Dutu, and I thought he focused more on the Ashanti. Okay, I think he was hitting his stronghold. You get it? Brian also tried to go around. He said he went to every part of the country. Well, I don't know how true that is, but he went around. You get it? And he had another style. He invited opinion leaders and some delegates to his base. Okay? And then, you know, gave them a good treat. And that was good. Okay? And he got opinion leaders in areas who were doing his bidding for him. And I think that's part of the reason he's scoring good marks in some of the places. Okay. But this thing, we did our best, but so far the results is not final. But from what Ima is putting here, it's like we trailing. And the figure Musa Dankwa is put out is where he is now, 57. In the last one, I disagreed with Musa Dankwa that 57 would be the figure. You know why? Because he eventually gave the undisclosed and undecided majority, undisclosed and undecided, all to in the last data. The last two, I wasn't happy. Because my background is mathematics. So I thought, so even if that day, the election day, if Dr. Domfer were to carry out a survey, there will be one or two people who will say still they were not decided. Even though they've made their decision, they will tell you, because it's an opinion poll, they will say they were not decided. And you've given all Okay, but it turns out that it's looking that way. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Ultimately, whoever these two people didn't carry themselves the way they should have to show competitiveness. They didn't do that, and the delegates watched it and saw that. Sorry, they were not serious for that crown.
What if the delegates were decided already?
Right.
Yeah, so just a brief, a very brief one. Yeah. So earlier I did mention about what has been reported and what may still be outstanding. So I think it's important to make that correction that it's about 21% outstanding and not 33, as you mentioned earlier.
21%.
Yes, and yes, you got this. You got me on that one. You owe me ice cake anyway. So, but well, it's okay. We can all be happy, but at the end of the day,
because of the ultimate,
of course, and that's the ultimate, goal we're looking at here. But I also wanted to, mention, and I think it's important, here. Every single, and I said this earlier, and I still, stand by that every single, individual who has been on this particular, trajectory in terms of the contest certainly come with a certain strength.
Yes.
And that we cannot discount based off on the outcome of, this, election. So whether, Dr. Yaw Adutwum, obtains 0.3%, whether it is, Ken who obtains, 37%, at the end of the day, each one of these, great, leaders or men would bring value to the ticket. And it's important for us to not just, downplay no matter how or what numbers, each and individual, get out of this. I think we would do ourselves, disservice by not really, pointing this out. And again, while we are, celebrating or, jubilating and all of that, I still, stand by my earlier position that we must, ensure that collectively, as a body, as a party, as the same, fraternity, we would need to bring everybody and carry everybody along. And that is how we're going to attain, success. So it could be my 1% that I got out of this. It could be my 0.5%. At least there's an opinion leader in a village somewhere or a rural area somewhere who really bought into my message. Therefore, that message still resonates, with them. And that when the final, analysis, is made, and that His Excellency Dr. Bawumia becomes, the choice, every one of these, great men will follow, and they will be able to inspire, their, support base to also be able to lend that credence to the ticket. So I would, rest, my case here by saying we still have a long way to go, but yet we can galvanize everybody to be able to get to that final destination.
Great. Doc, your final words. You take leave of us too, then we'll continue with the conversation.
So you allowed him to go?
Yeah,
so I think that we can only wish them well and say that the real battle is really beyond January 31, which is first and foremost to fix the various areas of disunity within their party, reshape their messaging, their core values and ethos that identifies and distinguishes the NPP from other political parties, and present a united front that would, if you like, reconnect trust with Ghanaians so that we can see them as a viable political party that is concerned not just with winning elections to govern, but also how you can support the government of the day by checkmating and also providing the resources that are necessary by way of ideas and community support in some of the rural areas. Come Thursday, February 5, Prempeh College is having the Pearson Osai Appreciation Lectures, centering on what makes us different. And I'm sure Professor Ajimabadu Akosa will be pointing out the critical attributes for leadership going forward into the next stage of our country, Ghana, as we walk towards Ghana at 100 in the year 2057. Let's all be part of it. 100? No, this will be Prempeh at 77.
Okay.
But I'm talking about Ghana at 100 in 2057. I'm putting things together. So I wish the MPP well, and my brothers from the MPP score work together and show that you can be together even in your diversity.
We appreciate you, Dr.
Right, stay with us. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we'll let you in more figures and also be talking more. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Dr. Yao Osei Duchum's key campaign message revolves around education-driven governance, party renewal, and a bold war against poverty. He's focusing on education, that is, improving quality, promoting STEAM, and making university education more accessible. On poverty alleviation, is looking at implementing policies to lift families out of poverty. Party unity, rebuilding and strengthening the NPP for electoral success. Leadership, offering a clean, respectful campaign with a focus on transformative action. He is also pledged to introduce free university education, starting with public universities and prioritizing STEAM programs.
Dr. Brian Acheampong is a Christian and a native of Nkwetia in the Kawu East District of Ghana. Brian Acheampong was born on November 27, 1972 in Suhum. He attended Achimota Primary School before continuing his secondary education at the Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, Presec, Legon. His time at Presec instilled in him a lifelong appreciation for discipline and service, with countless roles in leadership and organization of students' projects on campus. He served as a volunteer at the Tommy Orphanage in Kow, Bombing, after completing his national service and scoring his commitment to service. Brian pursued higher education after his secondary school education abroad, earning a bachelor's degree and an MBA in business administration from Johnson & Wales University in the USA. Returning to Ghana, he acquired a PhD in information systems from the University of Ghana and a graduate diploma in law, with additional postgraduate studies in security and intelligence from Georgetown University, USA, and a Master of Arts MA in Security and Intelligence from the University of Leicester, UK, later complementing his expertise with certifications from Massachusetts Institute of Technology and HP University in India. Dr. Brian Acheampong started his political journey as a grassroots activist who once served as the Chief of Staff at the NPP headquarters under the late Chairman Jacob Bechebi Lamptey, where his organizational prowess and strategic vision earned him respect as a unifying force. Brian then entered Parliament in 2016 after succeeding the late Peter Riafe-Prepra, a Member of Parliament for the Abetifi constituency. Now a strong member of the NPP, Brian served as the Member of Parliament for Abetifi, serving in the 6th, 7th and 8th Parliaments. He had the opportunity to serve on several committees in Parliament, including the Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs Committee, the Defence and Interior, Appointment Committees, Privileges and Immunities Committees, serving as a ranking member for the Security and Intelligence Committee and Chairman of the Parliamentary Committee for Foreign Affairs. Dr. Brian Acheampong was the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Minister of State at the Ministry of the Interior, Minister of State at the Ministry of National Security, CEO, Emery Invest Ghana Limited, and CEO into IT. Dr. Brian Champon's exceptional contributions to public service, agriculture, education, and philanthropy have earned him several prestigious recognitions. Thus, the Order of the Volta, Member Category 2024, which was in recognition of his significant contributions to Ghana's development. Commendation from Casapreco Company Limited in April 2020 for his instrumental support in Ghana's fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, and honored by Ghana National Association of Teachers in August 2021 for providing scholarships to members in the Kwahu East District, reflecting his dedication to empowering educators and enhancing education. In 2025, Brian Champon announced his intention to contest the 2028 presidential primaries of the New Patriotic Party (NPP). He made this declaration during a courtesy call to the leadership of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, where he also sought their spiritual support in advancement of the party's internal contest. He joins the flag bearership race of the New Patriotic Party (NPP), which has 4 other aspirants on the bill, with a campaign philosophy about the people, unity, and building a Ghana that works for all, with faith in God and the power of the people behind. Many believe, as a first-timer and a grassroots person, he is a force to reckon with in the presidential race of the NPP.
Welcome back. 12 minutes past 4 is the time. And if you're joining us, this is our coverage of the NPP's presidential primaries that started this morning at 7, ended in the afternoon at 2. And as we speak, results have been coming in. I have one coming from Mio constituency, Kennedy Ohinde Japan 36, Brian Champon 76, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 369, Yao Ose Edichum had 3, Kobne Japan had 0. And then we have one also coming from Itiwa West constituency, Kennedy Japan 34, Brian 69, Bawumia 274, Edichum had 1, and then Kobne Japan had 0. Sum Kane 37, Brian 119, and then Dr. Bawumia had 438, and then Kobne Japan had 1. We move to Lembele, Kennedy Japan 165, Brian Champon 107, Dr. Bawumia 515, Dr. Edichum 0, Kobne Japan had 1. Cape Coast South, Kennedy Japan 147, Brian Champon 67, Dr. Bawumia 365, and then Yao Edichum had 3, Kobne Japan had 2. Boku Central, Kennedy Japan 142, Brian Champon 87, Dr. Bawumia 443, and then Edichum had 0, Kobne Japan had 0. New Jobin South, Kennedy Japan 268, Brian Champon 104, Dr. Bawumia 597, and then Dr. Yao Edichum had 3, Kobne Japan had 0. Nabdam, Kennedy Japan 15, Brian Champon 53, Dr. Bawumia 231, Edichum 0, Kobne Japan 0. Bongo, Kennedy Japan 71, Brian Champon 193, Dr. Bawumia 364, Edichum 5, and then Kobne Japan had 1. Tema West constituency, Kennedy Japan 221, Brian Champon 29, Dr. Bawumia 883, Dr. Edichum 1, Kobne Japan 1. Techiman South, Kennedy Japan 146, Brian Champon 89, Dr. Baumia had 335, and then Dr. Yairichum 1, Kennedy Japan 0. Atedubu, Kennedy Japan 82, Brian 155, Baumia 633, Yairichum 2, Kennedy Japan had 1. Kintampo South, Kennedy Japan 73, Brian 128, Baumia 464, Yairichum 5, Kennedy Japan 1. Pru West, Kennedy Japan 38, Brian Champon 82, Dr. Baumia 299, Yairichum 1, Kennedy Japan 2. These are just a few provisional results coming in. Joining us now is Emmanuel Senior Ameplenu. He's a member of the NPP communication team. He's also a delegate, so he's gone out there and he's joined us here in the studio. We'll pick some thoughts from him. Emmanuel Mensah is also here with us, Deputy General Secretary, NPP in the US. And then George AUC is a member of the NPP communication team, also joining us, and he'll still be with us here. So, well, welcome.
Thank you.
How's it been?
It's been well. It's been awesome. It's been a very stressful day.
Okay.
Because I have to be in the voter region. Right after voting, have to do 1 or 2 operations and then quickly dash down to the studio.
So you went to vote in the voter region?
Yeah, I voted in the voter region. You can even see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In the voter region.
Okay. What can you report? Let me take you to a reporter. What can you report?
Wow.
Give us
the last
short
time
report.
I gave this update was when I was a student in Hope Polytechnic as a student journalist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I gave a report to Joy News at the time when there was a demonstration that we had. So I think that today has been very awesome in the voter region. So far, no incidents recorded. It's been incidents free. I voted in the annual constituency, but after voting, I had opportunity to go to Keta constituency to observe what was going on. By the time I got there, I noticed that they were now fixing their tents and all of that. For annual, we started exactly 7 o'clock. And I can tell that I think I was